Now, what is terahertz technology? Yep. This is the topic. That's why it's called iteracare, because we're going to talk about the grand slam, the highlight frequency in this device called terahertz. Now, in 2004, the US government named terahertz technology or frequency as one of the top 10 technologies that will change the future world. Big there. It's really big. It will change. It is a game changer. Now, where do you find this terahertz? Because most of us, if not all of us, have just heard this now. If you're a first timer, I bet this is your first time hearing terahertz. It was my first time when this was introduced to me last year. I said, what is terahertz? I started to do my research, and lo, this is in between microwave and infrared. Its frequency is between 2 to 17 terahertz, which is very good for human body. Its frequency vibrates with the same vibrational frequency with our cells. All right, you can see the vibrational range of 100 to 10 terahertz, wavelengths of 30 to 3000 microns, meaning it can pass through materials like clothing, paper, plastic, and glass. This is called non-ionizing because it's very safe. Now, this was discovered in 1980s by the American scientists. It's very, very new. All right. And when they discovered this, they were really mind blown because it resonates. When you talk about resonance, the perfect example is a wine glass. When you pitch a wine glass, you see this in YouTube, right? So you see this in TV. You scream, you pitch it with the same frequency as the wine glass, and as this guy start to scream, all right, and like pitch that, okay, what happens to the wine glass? The wine glass shatters. That is resonance. When you match the same vibrational frequency of an object, now here is our cells, there is what we call increased amplitude of frequency. The vibration begins to increase. Now what happens within our cells? Good cells begins to be recharged and protected. Bad cells, they will begin to get eliminated. They self-destruct. It's called imploding within the cells. For good cells, they resonate with good cells, activate the cells, and cells begin to function optimally. That is what we call resonance. That's why Japanese scientists call this light of life, because it's going to light within you, lit something within you. And the Chinese scientists call this God's wave band. Now, how does iteracare work? It's very, very important here. All right, there is heat that comes out in this device. We call this radiant heat. The heat passes through a coil, nichrome element. It creates a radiant and infrared heat. Now, there is this nozzle that is made of optical quartz, made of different hundreds of mineral ingredients, all right? When the terahertz, the infrared waves passes through this optical grade quartz tube, it excites the electrons. Whoa, this is big science here. And these electrons begins to what? Vibrate. All right. Now, with terahertz technology, with the void of impurities, the optical quartz tube vibrates, generates more terahertz frequency with convection current that generates force, the radiant air from diffuse and the quartz tube, which is very good. And there's what we call transdermal delivery. When you point this towards the physical body or areas where there is discomfort, there is now a delivery of frequency directly to the skin. Now, you have to understand, this penetrates 20 to 30 centimeters. Wow, it's really, really deep, okay? And with the quantum field, it amplifies any energy signatures around it. So you have to understand, once you're wounding yourself, it's also very important that you stay positive. Don't complain, because the quantum field amplifies the energy signature. So if you're complaining, I don't like this is too hard for me, oh, I'm so bad, I'm so sick, yeah, it's going to amplify that. So I suggest, because this device works in frequency, I suggest when you're wounding, you got to say, thank you for my healing. Oh, my kidney is healing. My liver is healing. I am whole. I'm complete. I'm healed, I'm happy, I'm glad, it's gonna amplify the signature. That's why some of them are using crystals. If you might notice, you see this in YouTube. Some of our users are using crystals. They point on crystal towards the water, towards the physical body, because any energy signature in the crystal will be amplified. Now, this is some sort of high level science here, but this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's look into this photo. This is called Kirlian photography. All right. An apple has more energy and light compared to a slice of meat. So if you're a meat eater, you know what I mean. It's not healthy to keep eating meat. You agree with me, right? Because in terms of frequency and energy, it has very less energy and frequency. It does not resonate with the body compared to an apple, compared to a tomato, fruits and vegetables. And this is what happens when you turn on the wand. When you turn on the iteracare, it's going to accelerate, vibrate, excite the electrons, the cells in the body, causing your body to increase your aura. No wonder when you start blowing, it's going to light up your skin. There is a glowing effect. I've tried it every morning after I take a bath. I always blow it on my hair and on my skin, and I can see there is a glowing effect. That is what happens because of the frequency inside the device. Now, a very simple illustration here, how the terahertz and scalar energy help the cells. A normal cell, according to science, has 20 to 25 millivolts. That's the charge. Wow, amazing. Wow. And once a cell is weakened because of bad lifestyle, diet, stress, radiation, and all this acidity and toxicity, when it starts going down its voltage into 15 millivolts, that's where inflammation starts. So inflammatory or inflammation within that particular part of the body has a weak cell. Now, over time, again, through the years and months, it is exposed, it lowers and lowers its charge, it becomes bad cell. All right, that's why the inflammation is a mother of disease, because from that stage, the introduction stage, once it begins to expand and grow, it becomes tumor. It becomes what? Cancer. And that's where bad cells is. Cancer cells are abnormal cells. They're zombie cells. All right, 15 or 5 to 10 millivolts, very, very low voltage. Okay, now what happens when they are exposed through terahertz energy? The bad cells implode, because of resonance. And what happens to weak cells? They are recharged back to a healthy, normal state. That's what happens. So these are the two main functions of iteracare. It's very smart and effective here. Again, because it resonates with good cells and it desonates or destroys the bad cells. Actively find and protect the good cells, and actively finds and eliminate the bad cells. These are the benefits. Okay, let's go number 1. Eliminating unhealthy cells. Right? Do we have a lot of unhealthy cells? Of course, a lot of unhealthy cells. Every second of the day, all right, we have new cells, bad cells dying at the same time. Now, what happens with terahertz frequency? Again, it resonates with healthy cells, but all these unhealthy, abnormal cells, because of resonance and vibration, they are absorbed and eliminated through implosion inside the cell. Activates inert cells. And that's number 2. What is activation of inert cells? These are dormant cells. All right, they're activated. All right, so they can be used inside the body. And number 3, this is what I really love, increases self-healing ability in the body. Do you agree with me that the best doctor is the body itself, right? Our body is designed to self-heal. And that is within our genes and DNA. It's printed there. The question is, are you giving what the body wants? The body needs nutrition. The body needs oxygen. The body needs proper circulation and all these components. If you feed what the body needs, the body will self-heal. And the problem is we're not giving what the body needs. We're giving what the body don't need. We just give what the taste buds need. All right? Our tongue. What does the tongue need? Tasty food, sugar food, right? All these carbohydrates and all these tasty treats, it tastes good. It's not always the taste, because the taste Something wrong with the taste. Not all tastes are healthy, right? Sweet is very tasty, but sugar is never healthy. It's always the problem because it accelerates, all right? The cancer and all these bad cells, right? And you know that sugar can make you bigger and fatter, correct? So it's not always the taste. Now, when we begin to understand as we're getting older and older, well, it's not about the taste. It's what my body needs. So if your body needs nutrition, even though you don't like broccoli, you got to start eating broccoli. All right. Even though you don't like fruits and vegetables because you don't like the taste, well, you begin to start eating now because it's not the taste. It's what you get from these vegetables and fruits. And also, even though you don't like blowing, all right, because it's going to take your time, but because you understand iteracare increases the self-healing ability, now you're going to start blowing. You're going to give it time, 5, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, because it strengthens the healing ability inside our body. And number 4, it clears meridian and lymph points. You know what I mean? This is acupuncture points, acupressure points. Once you start blowing there, it clears. This is called opening of the blockages, all right? Increases metabolism and the flow of blood, improves microcirculation. What is microcirculation? These are tiny vessels. Where do you find that? You can find it in your brain, in your eyes, in parts of your body where pills cannot reach and chemicals cannot reach. Now, the good news is this iteracare can penetrate. When you blow it on your head, it's going to go past through the back of your head. So every tiny vessels and nerves inside your brain will start to respond. There is dilation of blood vessels and proper flow of your blood. Amazing. So it's really good for the brain. It regulates the glands, all right? This is what we call balancing your hormones for the glands, which is part of your immune system. Removes body humidity, excess fats, these are water retention. You start blowing that, we got a lot of testimonies. And of course, number 8, the blood circulation. It cleanses the blood impurities inside the body, promotes circulation, soften blood vessels. That's why you will feel good, because circulation begins to improve once you're using this device. Now, this device is very easy to use, 100% safe.